Hello, everybody, and welcome to Music Industry Insights Worldwide. Today we've got David with us. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very well, thank you, and thanks for coming on the show today. Do you want to tell the listeners a little bit more about yourself, where you're from?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. My name is David Sosa. I am a New York City-based artist. I live currently in Brooklyn. I sing primarily R&B, soul music, little jazz in the mix. I do a lot of things over here. I work by day as real estate agent. I am a spiritual counselor and advisor. I also work for NYU Langone Hospital, but my passion obviously is making music and writing music and creating melodies and all that good stuff.
Beautiful. So tell us, what's your stories about? What's your music about, and what does it represent?
My music is about life. A lot of it has been based on my um, spiritual, I would say, revelations
Yeah.
through healing. A
Okay.
lot of things I've encountered through love or through relationships in general, but be they intimate or not, and lessons, things I've learned about myself during this process. So I sing a lot from not only what's happening and what I'm experiencing, but on the other end of how am I getting through it
Yeah.
so that I can encourage listeners, as I encourage myself, that things do progress, things do get better, and there's always something to learn from anything adverse you go through.
How long have you been doing music for now?
Oh my. I have been doing music probably since I was 16 years old, and I'm 43 now. So I've been writing and recording since about that long.
Wow, so you've got loads of experience. And what kind of issues
Yeah.
or barriers have you faced accessing music?
Whew. Um, I mean, when I was younger, specifically, I was told a lot that my voice was amazing, but I was maybe too pudgy, too big to be seen. I needed to reel it in, so to speak, and get to a certain level of an ideal look that
Wow.
was out there, or I maybe wasn't as masculine enough as people wanted me to present and to be, which there's more lax, I think, for R&B artists consideration than there would be for maybe a hip hop artist, but still, it was definitely, I was being told a lot I needed to change to be who people needed to perceive me to be versus who I am. So that put quite a damper on my ability to proceed or put fears in place that I wasn't expecting to show up. But also the financials of it all, the support and trying to figure out how to create community and fan base and things of that nature. So it's been a real challenge.
And I'm glad you've kind of stuck with your authenticity because I think it's kind of changed now, hasn't it? Like people want that realness, that actual experience that you go through with someone, right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely amazing. So tell us, you've been in New York, you're obviously based over in the States. What's it like musically, and how are you finding that as a growing artist now?
It's very diverse. There's always someone doing something. You can find it's almost every type of music. And think because New York is such a melting pot of cultures, you tend to really get a taste of everything. I'm noticing a lot more open mic type of situations happening more now versus karaoke, which was really huge for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that's leads a lot more room for people to network and hear each other and, see and experience other artists, be it for a minor moment or more. So I'm seeing that happen a lot more, and it's definitely geared towards the music that I really, really, am drawn to, which is that R&B, jazz, soul type of situation. So I'm glad that I'm experiencing that, and more artists are stepping in and stepping through those doors.
What are the venues like? Is there a lot of venues still open and you're able to perform on a live route circuit or something?
Yeah, there are sections, I mean, things popularity games, if you want a residency at somewhere like the Blue Note, obviously you need to have a certain level of fan base and things of that nature. So that's a real thing. But we have a lot of down home rootsy areas as well. Like Silvana and I believe the Shrine. I'm in talks right now with a gig at a place called the Delancey Room, which is really nice. So there are venues opening up and or gearing towards being more artist friendly so that they can bring more revenue that way.
Oh yeah, because I think it's really about the live now, isn't it? Because you're not making much money through streaming. So how have you found that?
Fun times. all
Yeah.
fun times. I think as an indie artist, you have a lot of people who are willing to assist you for a price, and you have to just be real about how do you want to push your stuff, how do you want to market your stuff and yourself. And one of the biggest things I've noticed, which is something a lot of newer artists, and I've felt for it myself, which is people that boost you for playlist, or they'll send you emails and stuff, and it's AI streaming, which can get flagged,
Yes, you don't want that.
you know, and have you removed,
Yeah.
which I had no idea was
Yeah.
a thing
Yeah.
until I found myself in a position of getting flagged and getting notified. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? I thought you're just boosting my music.
Oh wow, that's really interesting. So what advice would you give to someone coming into the industry right now? R&B is kind of having a resurgence, isn't it? Right now.
It
So
is. It is. I think the issue, not even the issue per se, I think my biggest qualm with all of it has been R&B never went anywhere. I think they shifted the genre, so to speak. So I think they mistakenly and erroneously labeled neo soul.
yeah, I love
Neo soul is R&B.
yeah,
That's what it is. What they're classifying R&B now is much more melodic hip hop. And
yeah,
I think that that's the thing where it's at. So I do love to hear more artists coming through who are maybe giving homage to some of the older artists while still keeping something fairly new.
yeah,
And I love that. So I love like Leon Thomas. I love Lucky Day. These are some artists, Yeba. These are
yeah,
people that are really out here doing amazing music and
yeah.
keeping it new, but with a touch of that old. And I think that's important.
So who inspires you in your music? Where'd you get that from?
Ooh. I vocally, R&B wise, or just as a male vocalist, I think Luther Vandross and Donny Hathaway had the biggest influence on me overall. Um, Mariah Carey, big on me for not only really musically, but how to write, how to approach songwriting,
Amazing.
how to dare myself to be witty or use words that I probably wouldn't use in everyday vocabulary. So things like that. I would say those artists really helped me
Awesome.
develop.
So what have been your major wins and successes so far in music in your career?
Um, I debuted my first album at number 3 on iTunes Top 100
That's
R&B albums, which was crazy to me because who would have thought?
so good.
This second project, I think, went in the top 20, it was top 50, it was like 15, I think it got up to like 13 or so. I was okay with that. I love to just see my name there. But I think it's the responses. My wins have been more personal. I think the responses of hearing from people that my lyrics help them heal, or that my lyrics help them examine their situation differently. Or I had one woman tell me specifically her father requested to hear my song while on hospice until he passed. And that just the thought that something of mine helped someone in some way
Yeah.
is what music did for me. So the fact that I'm able to participate and contribute in the same manner really means a lot.
So how can we find your music and where can people find you and go and connect with you? How could they do that?
Oh, I'm everywhere. I am on Spotify or Apple Music, YouTube, David Sosa. My first project was called Journey to Love. My second project is Ups, Downs, and In Betweens. And yeah, I'm around.
So, well, I'll leave all the links in the description below. And can anyone come and see you performing live? Is there any merchandise or anything they can go and buy?
Yes, in my link tree, which is usually on all my sites in my bio, there's definitely links to merchandise. There is everything there. You can just find everything that I'm doing there. I am working on some gigs to do between March and July specifically to just help push some of the album and perform live because I love to do it.
Yeah, that sounds cool. And we'll leave all the links in the description below. And have you got any major wins and successes you want to share with us?
Major wins, successes. I actually got some amazing producers who sent me some great songs that I'm ready, started to like write, and so I'm thinking about an EP already, even though I just released my second album. But I am definitely working on more stuff and branching into a little bit more jazz, which I'm
Um,
loving.
yes, it's got a nice sound to it. We'll keep our eyes out and we'll definitely be watching what you're doing. So, yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely awesome to have you on the show.
Thank you so
And can I
much.
just ask you one more question before you go?
Of
What would you
course.
like to improve in the next couple of years?
what would I like to improve? More of my vocality. I
Yeah,
would love to study more artists and maybe engage back in some vocal lessons and just make sure that I'm nurturing my gifts. I think without that, then I can't really do too much.
yeah. Well, good luck with everything, and thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
An absolute pleasure. Speak to you
Thank you
soon.
so much. Likewise.